Alright guys, this is an overdue review, so let's get to it. This is Connery from Out of Work Outdoors, by the way, and if you don't know what we do, I encourage you to check out our channel, check out our videos. We do a lot of gear reviews like this one that's about to happen, and we do a lot of cool fishing trips and other random stuff. But anyways, this is a 2013 model Daiwa Tatula Type R, and I've had it for roughly three months. I got it back in November. We got it from Tackle Warehouse during their 10% off anything that we have in stock sale. So I got roughly 40 bucks off this reel. Paid about 160 for it when it was listed at 120. So I don't know. You do the math. I know the math was wrong, but that's what's on my receipt. So that's the story I'm sticking with. But anyways, I bought this reel because already before it came out, I already have a couple of Daiwa T3s that have some of the features that this reel has, and I was pretty happy when they announced that they were gonna do a revision of some reels that have some of the features I like. So when this one came out, I knew I had to have it, at least get one to try out. So I got one. Got the Tatula Type R. There's two models. There's a Tatula base and a Tatula Type R. Base is 150. Tatula Type R is 200. And so far, let's say I like it. Okay, the 90mm swept handle, lightweight, hollowed out here to save weight, is awesome. Love it. It was on my other reel, and I really do dig it. Love the TWS system. Okay, love it. Casts really smooth. The people that have never tried it before, you don't know what you're missing out on. You have a buddy, ask them if you can borrow for a couple of days. You'll be surprised. But there are some drawbacks and other things like that too that I'll talk about briefly here. And actually, let's just get right into it. All the good stuff, right? 90mm handle, cool colors. Here's the close-up on the colors. It's got a couple of scratches on it already, but if you look at it, nice black, almost like a really nice black emerald paint job with what looks to be like purple greenish flakes, almost like a Shimano job, you know what I mean? So that's really cool. I really like that. Not all the reels out there get this type of treatment in the beauty department, you know what I mean? And if you look at it, it's just a good reel to look at. Nice and black, got red trim, so it kind of looks like a sports car in a way. Yeah, who doesn't like sports cars, right? But anyways, I got the 6.3. This is supposed to be more of a all-around reel for me because I'm trying to get some 6.3s in, and then I already have a 7 and an 8 T3 ballistic, so that's one of the reasons why I picked this one up. And more for a general all-around type reel. Okay, so other features of it that I like is it's made out of aluminum, so it gives you that nice solid metal feel. For the guys out there, I think they'll like that. If you have all the other reels that are all on metal frames, this'll feel right at home for you guys. For the guys that like the Zion frames or any carbon fiber reinforced super plastic, you're gonna pick this up and you're gonna say it's kind of cheap, because I know that for a fact, because I fished the Shimano CI4 Chronarch, and going back and forth from this and that, this does feel a little cheaper, but from a stability, sturdy slash confidence type of feel, this feels a lot better. Okay, so there's a little flip side on that. That's just for the guys that are thinking about getting this versus a T3 ballistic, or a T3 in that matter, or any of the other higher end reels that are that have the, you know, space age technology plastics. But anyways, they did get rid of some of the cool features that really make a reel cost more than $200. And they had for a price point of $200 or less, they really had to delete a lot of things and just keep the bare essentials with what makes Daiwa. So with that, they gave you a lot of the cool features that they must give you in order to make this reel a special reel for under $200. And that is the TWS system, the spool, and the star drag, which I don't really care too much about. A drag star is a drag star, in my opinion. But the main thing that steals the show is this guy right here, right there. And what that does for the guys that are not familiar with the Daiwas from the past couple of years is when you're reeling, your line goes through that little hole right there. It kind of looks like a square right now. Actually, it looks just like a square. Where a lot of other reels, it'll be more like just a circle. It's a line guide. It just guides it back and forth as you're cranking, right? Nothing special. All your reels do that. What makes it special is when you're about to cast. See that little hole right there? Pay attention to that. That hole just got 5-10 times bigger. And what that allows the line to do is, say you're in that position on a conventional, so just kind of imagine that on a conventional, I wouldn't say conventional, all your other bait cast reels from all your other companies, if you're casting, the line is forced to run through that one little slit right there, no matter where it's unspooling from. So if it's unspooling from this side, the line has to actually travel across and through and then back to the middle. So you almost got like this little V going through already. Now with this system, if you're looking through it, it covers half the spool. So the line only has to run a little over and then right out. So what does that give you? That will give you an improved casting distance. Also, on your short pitches and things like that, it'll go out much more smooth. It's more consistent, that type of thing. And that is going to be the major feature of this reel. Everything else, to me, just seems like what you would get from an average $150 reel. I mean, it's smooth and things like that, but nowadays, the current technology, 2014, just about any $150 reel will match this in terms of its smoothness and things like that. I say that because there's not a lot of cool things to really talk about. I mean, you got the cool new system here, the drag system. It's got 20 clicks. Let me just zoom in on this. So you still do get a lot of adjustability, and there's no fast disengaging side plate button or nothing like that. It's the old-fashioned screw. Yeah, it's an old-fashioned screw. So that pops out. At least it's retained in there. Pressure, spring. So basically, flip that open, comes right off, and that's it. See, nothing confusing in here. Everything looks very simple, and sometimes simple is best. And for this price point, you can't give people too many things, which is fine. Just give me something that works, and this works very well. I like it. As you go back to 0, so that's 0, and looks like you pay attention to the magnet indentations right here. As you turn it, the magnets seems to either align or disalign, and it seems like it does it at a almost 30-degree angle. It turns the outer one, keeps the middle one in, but these are both magnets. The gray area, that's all magnets, and as you can see, there's a bearing right on the middle. That's still very Daiwa right here. That's a new system. I forgot what the name of it was. I'll annotate it. But this is the spool. This is the upgraded spool. This is from the Type R. That's what you get, is the upgraded. Got the material, but I'll annotate that too. And it is lighter, allowing you to cast it further. Still very Daiwa right here. All the Daiwa spools seem to have that. And there you go. That is the spool for the guys that are really into this. So bam. And there's the inside. Actually, here's the inside of it for the guys that are the Daiwa fanatics out there. It looks like this. Very sexy reel. I mean, very sexy. Looks really good. I mean, when I pulled it out of the box, I wasn't expecting this type of quality of paint job from Daiwa. But there are some problems though. The paint doesn't seem to, I don't know, it doesn't seem to hold up perfectly. I mean, I was expecting the paint to be a little tougher than it is, but I've already gotten it scratched, and it seems to have chipped. Instead of scratching, it chipped off. So maybe, let me see if we can zoom in on that, or at least, well, you kind of see it right there, a little chip right there. I was kind of expecting it to be more of a scratch, but it kind of like chipped off, which, so let's talk about how it feels, because I know some of the guys just want to know how it feels. It is, it's a smooth reel, no joke. It is smooth, and for the guys that are wanting to do more heavier duty type stuff, meaning deep cranking, I'm talking like 15 feet or deeper, punching, big jigging, maybe even giant swim baits, 6-inch swim baits. I'm not talking 20-inch swim baits, okay? 6 inches or less type swim baits. It is great for that. Any type of bait that has a lot of water resistance on it, it's good for that. I mean that because it's a 90 millimeter handle, and every time you put a bigger handle on any type of a gear, it's gonna give you more torque, no matter what. And this thing does deliver really good torque. It just really does. I mean, there's no way around it. I don't know how the gear is gonna stand up to abuse, because I've only had for 3 months. You would have to test this for maybe a year or so of constant just abuse, and you know, you can see if it'll really play out good or bad. But just from what I've done, a lot of jerk baiting, a lot of lipless crankbaits, and just square bills, dragging along rocks and things like that. A couple of big fish, black drum, probably a 15-pound black drum. Well, I won't say 50, maybe like a 12-pound black drum. A lot of gars, I mean, just a lot of big fish. Drag system's great on it. No problems, no complaints about that. The only downside to this, the drag system, is probably this. This would be my biggest complaint, would be just this knob right here. They don't give you the clicking no more. It's just a, you know, tighten, loosen, no audible clicks. But other than that, I really like it. It's a real great reel for the price point. Between 170 and 200, it's a good reel. Just because it's a great reel, but because of TWS, I think it makes it just that much better. Everything else to me feels like they give you just a basic reel, oversized handle, TWS system, and that's really about it. I mean, that's what it is. It's like a good overall basic like reel, and that's pretty much what I'm going to classify it as. The ergonomics isn't that perfect. It's average, but it's not super good, okay? I say that because after I've held the Shimano CI4 Chronarch, it's just this is, if you use that as the standard, then this is below that standard. It is a low profile, and it does hold very well. It holds better than the Lose BB1, but at the same time, the Shimano already set a new standard, so it's still pretty good, but it's not the best, okay? Just kind of understand that. At least that's my opinion. Your opinion might differ. And the other thing I've noticed was if you needed to adjust this right here, right down here, the spool, the guide system, it's a little hard to do because it's been blocked off. You can't get no access to it. I guess you'll have to use like a toothpick and poke in this way and turn it kind of like that. I don't know, I'm not sure. No instructions on how to do that on the manual either. And yeah, that's pretty much the review. Like it? Likeability scale, 8 out of 10. I'll give it a solid 8, 8.5, but not really 9. 9 is like, man, that'll be like my favorite reel, and so far it's not my favorite reel. But as for the price, it does very well for the price though. Under $200, you're getting a very, very solid reel for under $200. And I do recommend it. Overall likability, like I said, 8.5 out of 10. And I'm using it as my all-around reel. All-around reel, as in I got the 8-pound test on here. Doing a lot of jerkbait fishing, a lot of just shallow water, like lipless crankbaits, and a lot of weightless plastics, that type of stuff, Senkos, that type of stuff. Right on this, and I don't feel like I'm undergunned or anything like that because I just don't. I feel confident with the reel. I've caught many fish with it, and the drag is just smooth. And when you're confident with something, you are more likely to use it. Okay, and that's my review for it. Daiwa Tatula Type R. Bottom line, it's almost like an accessorized good reel. That's what it is. Okay. See ya. Hey, if you watched this far already, I'm pretty sure you like what you've just seen, so please be sure to subscribe and check out our other videos. If you have any pictures you'd like to share with us, please post them up on our Facebook page or tag us on Instagram.